Hey guys, welcome to Mailbox Monday, Showcase Sunday, and Stacking the Shelves for the weekend of October 23rd, 24th. I got, this is my book haul again for the last 2 weeks. I was actually out camping last week, so we did not get a chance to do it. So I do have, seven books that I got over the last 2 weeks. I'll just start going through them. The first one I got is a book for review called Link by Summer Weir. It's the book one in the Shadow of Light series. And I'm going to be real honest here again. I love this cover. It just totally grabbed me and got my attention. I read the synopsis and it sounded really cool. It already has released, so it's already out there. It's a science fiction book of sorts. So that's all I really know about it. I read the synopsis quite a while ago and just finally got granted it for review on NetGalley. So, yeah, I think it should be an interesting read. My cat is hopping around right now, the camera, yelling. All right, so that was the only one I got for review this week. I did get one book from the library. I got Carry On by Rainbow Rowell. I always say her last name wrong. Anyways, this is a companion novel to Fangirl. Basically, it's the story that the main character in Fangirl was working on in that book. So it's a full book based on the fan fiction that an imaginary character made in one of Rainbow Rowell's other books, if that makes any sense. It's quite a long novel. I know I've read mixed reviews about it so far. I think people probably need to come into this book with decent expectations, meaning that this is going to be a novel about some fantasy characters, but mostly it's going to be like a relationship, touchy, not really even touchy-feely, but kind of a contemporary fiction fantasy for young adults, if you know what I mean. Hi, Sarah says hi. She, it's not going to be like some new epic fantasy series because that's not really what she writes. So I've heard some complaints that it's not a good fantasy story. It's not a good epic fantasy. That's not why I got this to read it. I got it because I was just really curious about what happened with Simon Snow, and I kind of wanted to see the whole story because I really like Fangirl. So that was a really long digression on this, but I don't know if you were a huge epic fantasy fan if I'd go pick this up. If you were a huge fan of the Fangirl book, then I would maybe pick it up. All right, that was a lot happening. I did buy quite a few books over the last couple weeks. The first one I bought is Reap the Shadows by Annette Marie. This is book 4 in the Steel and Stone series. This has been an absolutely amazing young adult urban fantasy series. I love the characters. I love the world. There's a lot of action. It's very well written, very engaging to read. I highly recommend picking it up if you're an urban fantasy fan at all. It's just very, very fun. So this is the 4th book in that series. It is going to wrap up with the 5th book in the series, and that releases in March. I was actually kind of sad to hear that because I have been enjoying this so much. Usually by the time I get to the end of a series, I'm like, oh, yay, I'm done with the series, But in this case, I really am, bummed to hear that it's ending. So I'm excited to read that. The next one I got, also very excited to read, and this is Vinland Saga Book 6. Oh my gosh, this book has been delayed so many times. I've been waiting for probably only a year, but it feels like a lifetime for the 6th book to come out. This has been an amazing historical manga, I guess you call it, even though they're pretty big. It's just the drawing in here. I have to be careful what I show because it is definitely rated for adults. The drawing is incredibly detailed and amazing. The story itself is very epic, elaborate, and amazing. It's all about kind of time in the the Viking area and about England and Denmark and all those places. Follows a really awesome character named Thorfinn, who starts out as a boy who's been captured and enslaved by an enemy tribe, and kind of follows him. And as you can tell from the cover, he's definitely growing up now at this point. So very excited to read this. I love the first 5 volumes, and they look big, but you just whip through them. It's amazing. All right, so I highly recommend that for people who like mangas with like really nice, beautiful, detailed pictures and are interested in historical stuff. There's a lot of historical like knowledge and asides, and there's always a big appendix that goes into the actual history, what the actual history was, and then what the author wrote about and all that. All right, so the next thing I got, these are all in the same series, and I just enjoyed the first manga volumes 1 and 2, which I reviewed on my blog, I believe, last week and the week before. These are 3, 4, and 5 in the Black Butler series by Yana Toboso, which I probably murdered that name too. I wonder how many times I say that in a video. Probably like 5 or 6. Anyways, so we got 3, 4, 5. I bought these used on Amazon. I can't really find them anywhere else, so, you know, I guess sometimes they have them at Barnes & Noble, but when I went to look, they had like 1, and then they had like 10 through 20 or something like that, so they didn't have the ones I needed. So those have been really fun. They're mangas, they're shonen, so they're aimed at young adult males, but I don't know. I think anybody who likes that kind of stuff would enjoy it. They're kind of paranormal, so the main boy who runs this whole like family is CL, and he is kind of a secret underground, what would you call it? He investigates like shadowy stuff that happens in London. He's like part of the Shadow Guard or something. I forget what they call it, but it's like the Shadow Guard or something, and he basically gets called in by the Queen when something weird is happening. So the second book followed kind of a Jack the Ripper case, and of course it gets solved, but it's not what you would think it would be, because there's like demons involved and some other paranormal stuff going on. So it's really good if you like paranormal urban fantasy. There's some action in it. Of course, I love Sebastian. He's awesome. He's well, you're kind of finding out, but without spoiling too much, he's basically like enslaved to CL as a demon. But he takes care of CL and is kind of his only family, Sebastian is. And of course, he's pretty cute looking. So there you go. Yeah, how can you resist? And then there's a lot of humor in it. They're very funny. Like Sebastian has, despite his like badass demonness, he has a real thing for fluffy kitties. It's just lots of funny stuff like that. All right, apparently I'm in a very talkative mood today because I've talked a lot about all these books. So I did get 7 books in the last 2 weeks to review. That's all I really am going to update on. I don't know. Not a lot going on here. I was out camping last week up north on the North Shore in Minnesota, and it was really nice to get away. It was a little bit cold, but it was very nice to get away and do something. We haven't really gone and like done anything for a weekend since, I don't know, June, July, since kind of before all this house stuff started happening. We are really enjoying our new house, although, you know, we're on this beautiful wooded lot, and we did spend like 3 hours raking leaves yesterday. We can't mulch them into the yard yet because the grass is too new, so yeah, we raked a lot, but it was nice out and it was all good. So really enjoying the new house, really enjoying the neighbors, the school, all that kind of stuff. So anyways, I hope you guys got a lot of great books, and I will talk to you next week. Yeah, I should talk to you next week. It'll be probably on Halloween, so maybe I'll do the video in my Halloween costume or something. That would be cool, huh? All right, talk to you guys later. Bye.